Getting clients is one thing, but keeping them long-term is quite another. How can you ensure that your clients get phenomenal results, continue to retain your services, and refer their friends? This is essential for growing a strong business, and it's also the subject of today's exciting episode, how you can guarantee client results, retention, and referrals. All that coming at y'all right now.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kingdom Builders Academy podcast. So good to be with you today. And we're talking about a fun topic for all our coaches in the house who have clients and want to keep them longer. You know, you keep your clients twice as long, you make twice as much. You double your income that way. So Coach Tam, this is a great topic on retention, results, and referrals. What do you think? What comes to mind for you on this?
Well, these are kind of different subjects. We've bundled them all together. But why don't we start with results, okay? Because if you get results for your clients, then it's going to be easier to retain them. It's going to be easier to get referrals from them, right? So how do we get results for our clients? Well, I can tell you in Kingdom Builders Academy, now it took us a little while to build up to this, but there's no reason that any of our viewers or listeners can't do this as well. Number one is that we are engaged with our clients. We're very hands-on with them. We're super supportive, we're encouraging, we're loving, and we put them in a community of similarly motivated people, similarly encouraging people, so that everybody becomes contributors and they make friends. And it's kind of like a principle of church growth, is that where people have friends and they have people looking out for them and they're connected, they want to come back to church. That's their friend group. That's their peer group, right? So I would encourage all of you who are coaches to also have a group coaching program or to have a community. Maybe you have a private Facebook group like we have for our clients, where your clients can be in community with one another and they can develop friendships and fellowship, and they can share their struggles and share their successes, and everybody can motivate one another together. Another key, I think, to getting results is accountability. And that's one of the great benefits of having a coach, is having accountability. It's having somebody that is going to be there next week saying to you, okay, did you do your homework? What happened? Where did you hit a stumbling block? How can we overcome that? What will we do next week to get you results? Because I think one of the greatest things, if you were to draw a pie chart of how to coach somebody and get great results for them, I would say that accountability is probably 75% of it. Just making sure that they are staying accountable to their own goals. And just having somebody to check in with makes all the difference in the world to moving them closer to that goal. Zach, what do you think on that?
Yeah, client results. It reminds me, Coach Tim, I was just having to remember my own little pie chart of how clients get results. And I'll repeat it. I've said it on the podcast before, but it comes down to four things. You could put them each as like 25%. It's clarity, commitment, consistency, and content. Okay, so that last little quarter is your content. It's your curriculum. It's your advice. It's your brilliance on tap. That is the last 25% of it. The first 75%, like Coach Tam is saying, is something that you don't even need to have a ton of expertise to help any client get results, but it's helping them get clarity on where they are and where they want to be. Yeah. Right? That's the first step. How are things right now? How do you want them to be? Naturally, there's a gap. So the first step is getting clarity on where we want to go. The second step is commitment, that I'm making a decision. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to pursue that dream. I'm going to pursue that goal that I got clarity on. Third, it's consistency. Once you've got clarity on where you want to go, what you want to do, and made a commitment to do it, the next step is just doing something consistently, right? So as coaches, those first three steps is all just, hey, where do you want to go? What do you want to work on? What are you going to do about it? Let's be consistent, right? And then that fourth quarter is your content, is your advice, is your knowledge, is your experience that you get to synthesize and simplify and break down and impart to your clients. So just as an encouragement to every new coach and prospective coach out there, when you get clients, know that 75% of it is not what you know. 75% of it is not your brilliance. 75% of it is not your, anointing. All of that will come, right? That's that last quarter. That's that last quarter that gets them like all the way across the finish line to like supernatural outcomes and results. But the first 3 quarters of it is just helping them get clarity, get committed, be consistent, and you're just holding their hand on that journey. So I love that point about getting clients results, Coach Tam, is it's not your, magnum opus, brilliance, thesis. Like it's not your decades of research and education simplified into a 90-day curriculum. It's not, like all that stuff is going to grow and evolve as you go. And it's actually the last 25%. The bigger part of it are those things that we've talked about. And honey, Coach Jillian, my wonderful wife, you've got actually a great perspective on client relationships and what it takes and what it's like to build incredible communities, incredible coaching results, and coaching programs. Will you tell us about that?
Sure. I think maybe mine might fall in the retention category. Sure. And that would be, I think, what is the saying? It's not business, or it's not personal, it's business. Is that the saying? Is that how it goes? It's not personal, business. So I think in our business, the opposite is true. And I think in your business too, that probably the most important thing that I have seen in KBA, in the community, in the coaches, and in what we do is our ability to make it personal. Whether you have got trauma, whether you have head trash, heart trash, like I always feel like every time people come in, the first phase is honestly just trying to get out of your own way. I feel like there's the attack of the enemy. I feel like there's what a lot of people will refer to as like imposter syndrome. There's just like all of these things. And the only way I've ever seen anyone be able to push past those things successfully is if someone will make it personal. And that means being willing to have those open conversations about what's the hook in your head, what's the hook in your heart, what makes you feel disoriented, disillusioned, makes you feel disqualified. So I would say making it personal is really important. And I think it's a concept everyone's really familiar with. Like I'm just trying to remember all of the sayings, but it's like people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I think it's like maybe sounds so cliche, but I think it's probably true. I think most of your clients are less impressed with your resume and more impressed with your ability to lean in with them to say, I know you're struggling in your marriage. I know that it's a struggle to lose the weight. I know it's a struggle, whatever it is. If you'll just draw near to them and say, I'm here with you and I'm not going to go anywhere until we get you to the other side of success, whatever that looks like, that would mean more to me than someone goes, but look I've written 12 books and I've got a podcast that's a mile long. It's like, anyway, so I just think that your ability to invest the best of who you are into your group coaching or into your one-on-one, that is a huge, I think probably at the top of the list for retention. Because the truth is, there are going to be people who are better communicators than you. There are going to be people who have more experience, who have a more robust resume. Like there's always going to be the new thing, the new fad, the new trend, the new coaching program. That's never going to change, right? That'll always be there. But what also is never going to change is the value that you bring that's unique to you. So I just want to encourage you, if you're new and you feel like, how would I get and keep clients like in a market that seems to be flooded in these areas? Who you are is so unique that God has your own particular group, mass people that are your avatar that's waiting for you. So if you let go of everything else, cling tight to who you are in Jesus and your desire to help people, let that shine through, and that will keep people in it with you for the long haul.
Yeah, I love that. I think there's actually like a KBA cliche. I don't know if this is a cliche anywhere else, but it's kind of a cliche all our members here have heard us say is overwhelmed with care, not content. That's exactly what you're saying is like, we don't want to overwhelm with content. We don't want to make people drink through a fire hose. We don't want to prove how much we know by, just spewing everything that we think. That's not the secret to success as a coach. That's not the secret to client results or retention or referrals. It's overwhelming with care. So what that looks like is not jam packing, 60 videos into your program and giving loads of homework and loads of worksheets. Like that's not a great program. A great coach and a great coach-client relationship is a coach who really cares, like Jillian's saying, who will, send a random voice memo that's like, hey, you were on my heart, just wanted to check in. I'm praying for you. Love you, cheering you on. Like the stuff that's like outside the deliverables of the program, right? Like that's not a deliverable of your program. I'm going to give you, weekly voice memo encouragement. Honestly, you could kind of make it as a secret deliverable, right? Like the basic deliverables are curriculum, coaching, community, right? Like that's every coaching program, right? To have a high ticket, incredible coaching program, it's curriculum. Like there's going to be a little bit of a set plan that, we're going to take you on a journey and there's going to be certain steps to take. There's going to be coaching, which is just direct access to the expert, Q&A, feedback, things like that. And then there's going to be a community element, whether the community is one-on-one relationship or the community is a group as a whole, and it can be even better that way. But ultimately, it's the care, right? It's the care, it's the consistency, it's the check-ins, it's the, showing your heart and showing all that. So I love that whole direction you went with that, honey. Coach Tam, what do you think about any of these topics, retention, referrals?
Well, I just have been meditating and it's never left my spirit. So about, I don't know, 12 to 14 years ago, when the Lord first gave me the vision for Kingdom Builders Academy, let me just say, I had no mentorship in the space. I did not know how to do the stuff that we do online. I did not know online marketing. I didn't have the first clue about how to get paid coaching clients, but I had a word from God, and here's the word from God, and it's never far from me. I'm telling you that I think about this every single week. Every single week, I think about what God spoke to me over a decade ago when he called me to start Kingdom Builders Academy. And what he said to me was, make it easier for my people. Make it easier for my people than it was for you, starting out as a speaker and as a author and coach and influencer. And so I often think about, how can I make this easier? How can I get my clients quicker results and do it easier? And that's part of the reason that in my inner circle, we have so much done for you stuff. Like we give you email campaigns. We design your website for you, or redesign your website with all the tools that you need, all the analytics, the product portal, the automated marketing, all that stuff, because it makes it easier for our clients. Now you can focus on your message and not focus on all the technical stuff. We give you what we call swipe files, where you can swipe social media statuses. We give you pre-written copy for your niche. We're trying to make it easier for you. And one thing that I'm really excited about is what's coming up in 2024. We're launching a degree program where in 2 years you can get a bachelor's degree in ministry plus a master's degree in business, and you have both of those in 2 years. At the same time, part of the curriculum for you to get your ministry degree and your business degree is actually building or scaling a business or a ministry. So it's not like what I had to do for my 2 bachelor's degrees and my 2 master's degrees, to sit in a class and take notes and buy the professor's very expensive books and then write essays and then write a thesis. That was strenuous and it was tough. And
it was so bad you learned to crochet, Coach Tam. Tell them about
it. I did. I was in an erroneously named program, which was the fast track for persons in ministry at a college that you all would know, at a university you all would know. And 7 years into it, I realized I'm only 2/3 of the way through this program.
Fast track program.
A fast track program. And I was $100,000 deep into it. I was $100,000 deep into this master's degree. And I literally got a ball of yarn and a crochet hook and a simple little booklet on how to crochet. And I made all kinds of things. I just thought, if I'm going to sit in this class, I'm going to somehow be productive, because it was boring. Honestly, it was boring. And so one of the reasons I'm so excited about the degree program that we're launching is because we're making it easier for you guys to get the credentials that you need, that are respected in the marketplace, that are respected in the ministry, while at the same time starting or scaling a business or ministry. Wow, I would have loved to have come out after 2 years and at a fraction of what I spent, being able to say, hey, I have a self-funding ministry, or I have a profitable business. And that's what our students are going to be able to get. So I think that if you can make it easier for your clients, that means less curriculum, more things that you can do for them and just hand to them on a silver platter. That means getting them results quicker because you're doing the heavy lifting for them, making it easier for them. I think that's a huge key to results, to retention, and to referrals. So we haven't really touched on referrals too much. So let's touch on that a little bit. I'll hand the mic over to either one of you if you have.
I can go on referrals, because I heard this a while ago, and I think it's so good that this is how referrals actually work, right? And we can get into maybe some tactics on referrals and how to get referrals. But if you want to know like how things like go viral and like really blow up with referrals, is that people give referrals to make themselves look better a lot of the time. Did you know that people will give you a referral so that you think like, wow, that was great. Like, that was so nice of Zach that he gave me this good referral. Like, that was so helpful to me that Zach gets points in my book. That's how referrals work. So coming back to all of these fundamentals of having a great program and building great relationships and giving people a great experience and getting them great results, when that happens, they will want to give referrals to people they care about, because they know that when they give that person a referral, that person is going to be thinking like, oh, wow, that was so great of that person. Like, that elevates their status in my eyes because they gave me this great referral. So it's not always like, oh, you got to have like an affiliate program and you got to give referral bonuses and you got to structure your referrals strategically. Like, no, it's actually just get people like such great results, give them such a great experience, build such a loving community that people are endeared to, that they know that when they refer you to somebody else, that they're going to get points in their book. I think of Coach Carolyn DeRocha Bergeron in our community, who referred her father-in-law to KBA, right? And Pierre came in, and Pierre had a great experience. And that, Pierre thinks like, oh, wow, that was so great of my daughter-in-law to do that, right? And I think it's just kind of maybe a subconscious thing. It's like a little bit like behind the scenes, but that's part of what's happening, is that people know that if I give a referral to a great thing and they go in and they experience it and they love it, I'm going to get like a little bump. I'm going to get some bonus points in their book. So I think that's really like the heart and core of how referrals work. But I know there's more to it. I'll give one mini strategic thing, is ask and you shall receive, right? If you're not asking for referrals, you're not going to get as many referrals as you could be. You got to be asking for referrals.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll tell you, even if, here's a little twofer for you, okay? So even if you're not asking for referrals, you can give a gift through your friends, family, and clients. So for instance, I was asked to do an interview last week, and I didn't really have anything prepared. I'm a teacher, so it was easy for me to teach. But the host said to me, where do I send them? And I said, send them to onpurposebook.com. Now, that's just a landing page where I'm giving away a free book, right? So that's something that you can do with your lead magnet. You can say, hey, I'd like to give you 12 copies, electronic copies of my book that you can give away to your friends. And that makes them look like they're getting points for giving that gift. But that lead magnet, if you went to onpurposebook.com, it's a great book. It will be of great value to you. People love it. But then also they learn about what we're doing. And for those who want some help and support in doing these kinds of things and getting their message out there, they know that they've got credible experts in us that they can come to. And so maybe it's a threefer. So another thing that you can do is if you're not getting a referral, a fallback position is, would you mind to give a testimonial? And here's what I recommend that you do is you write the testimonial that you would want them to give you and say, hey, listen, I actually have something written and you can feel free to edit it, put your brush strokes on it, but let me know if it's okay to use this. 90+% of the time, they'll say just use it as is. They won't do any brush strokes to it at all. And when they do, it's usually an improvement. They'll keep the main gist of what you said, plus they'll add some of their own feelings about it. So I hope that was helpful to you guys. This is something that we always want to be working on and investing in other people, because that investment pays off in their lives, but it also comes back to us. It also increases our business and our ability to help more people.
Yeah, I love it. We're getting ready to wrap here on the episode, but honey, any other thoughts on referrals, retention, results? Coach Tam, any final nuggets from you? No? All right, well, I love this topic. We'll come back to this because it's such a good one, but bottom line is, you got in this to serve, right? Like that is a big part of what we do. What we do as coaches, authors, speakers, entrepreneurs is at the core of it. It's to serve, right? It's to go out, to serve, to make a difference. So don't lose sight of that in creating your programs. Don't lose sight of that in trying to create like an incredible value stack of deliverables. At the heart of it is your heart, right? Is your heart for people and loving your people and serving them with excellence. So love this. Love you guys. See you next week on the Kingdom Builders Academy podcast. Bye, everybody.